Did you know there's an organ in your body that works 24/7, non-stop, keeping you healthy, balanced, and alive? And yet, you almost never pay attention to it? The kidney. It doesn't knock when you eat salty food. It doesn't scream when you stay up late, chug sugary drinks, or pop a painkiller for that nagging headache. It just takes the hit quietly. Until one day, you wake up drained, slightly swollen, and feel like something's just off. But by then, it may already be too late. I'm only 32, how could I possibly have kidney disease? We've heard that line too many times. And sadly, many only find out they're in stage 3 or 4 when symptoms finally appear. Today, I'll walk you through 10 subtle warning signs that your kidneys may be struggling. Even if you're young, healthy looking, and have no known health problems. They don't shout, they don't show up on the surface. But if you know how to listen, you might just save your own life, or someone else's. In this video, you'll discover why fatigue you brush off as just tired could be your kidney waving a red flag. How your urine color might quietly be telling you the truth. And why young adults, yes, even you, are one of the most vulnerable groups without knowing it. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also show you a simple 60-second self-check anyone can do at home every morning. That could help catch kidney issues before they become irreversible. You might save a life. It might be your own. 1. The silent organ that keeps you alive until it breaks. There's an organ inside you that works relentlessly. No complaints, no breaks. And yet, it's critical for every heartbeat, every breath, and every restful night of sleep. That organ is your kidneys. Unlike your heart, you can feel it race. Unlike your stomach, it growls when you're hungry. Unlike your liver, it reacts when it's overwhelmed. But your kidneys? They stay silent, they endure. The kidneys are like the quiet mom in the household. Always in the background, making sure everything runs smoothly. Until one day, she collapses from exhaustion. Only then do you realize just how much she was holding up. And the same goes for your kidneys. You often won't notice until they've already taken too much damage. Here's what they do every day without applause. Filter waste and toxins like urea and creatinine from your blood. Balance fluids, salt, and minerals. Regulate blood pressure through a hormone called renin. Stimulate red blood cell production with erythropoietin. Even stabilize your blood's pH level. But once your kidneys start to fail, everything else begins to fall out of line, like a train jumping off its track. I remember a friend of mine, David, 35 years old. Software engineer, didn't smoke, didn't drink. Started his day with lemon water and 10 minutes of meditation. Sound familiar? One day, just to be cautious, he went for a routine health check after feeling a bit more tired than usual. Turns out, his creatinine levels were double the normal range. No symptoms, no warning. Just silent damage building up. He looked at me and said, "Why didn't anyone tell me kidneys can fail without pain?" The lesson? Your body doesn't always sound the alarm. Sometimes, the most essential systems are the quietest ones. And if you wait until the signs are obvious, it may already be too late. In the next section, I'll show you the first red flag almost everyone ignores. A kind of fatigue that no amount of rest can fix. It's not your schedule, it's not just stress. It might be your kidneys, quietly asking for help. 2. Fatigue that feels like burnout, but it's not. Ever wake up and feel like you never slept at all? Not just groggy. I'm talking about that heavy, dull exhaustion, like your body's quietly fighting something and losing. You get your 7 to 8 hours. You're not sick. You're not even that stressed. But every morning, You feel like a bag of bricks. Your mind is foggy. Your limbs feel weighed down. That's not just tiredness. That's a sign. When your kidneys begin to fail, they can't properly remove waste and toxins from your blood. So those toxins, they start slowing everything down. Your metabolism, your energy, even your clarity. It's like carrying a wet, heavy blanket on your shoulders all day, every day. But it doesn't stop there. Your kidneys also produce a hormone called erythropoietin, which tells your bone marrow to make red blood cells. When kidney function drops, red blood cell production does too. That means less oxygen is being delivered to your tissues. And the result? Chronic fatigue. Even walking up the stairs feels like a chore. I remember a client named Linda, a 40-year-old elementary school teacher from New Jersey. She told me, "I honestly thought I was just burned out or maybe a little depressed. But when I started getting lightheaded while teaching, I went in for a checkup. Turns out, my kidney function was already down to 55%. Linda didn't drink. She had no family history of kidney issues. She just ignored the fatigue, thinking it was normal." The takeaway? Fatigue is a language. And when your kidneys begin to fail, tiredness is one of the first ways they try to speak to you. So the next time you feel totally drained, for no reason, don't just blame coffee or your schedule. Think of your kidneys first. Coming up next, we'll look at a physical sign that's even more visible, but still easy to shrug off as no big deal. Swelling in your face, hands, or feet, especially in the morning. 3. Swelling you didn't notice until it's too late. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, "Why are my eyes so puffy this morning?" Or maybe you put on your favorite pair of shoes and they suddenly feel tight, even though you haven't gained weight. You might chalk it up to bad sleep, or a salty dinner. But that kind of subtle swelling? It could be something deeper. Your kidneys might be holding onto salt and water, because they can't release it properly. Think of your kidneys as the body's water filter. When they're healthy, they flush out excess fluid and minerals with ease. But when they weaken, that excess liquid starts to pool in the body, especially in lower areas like your ankles, your hands, under your eyes, even your belly. One of the earliest signs? Mild facial puffiness right after waking up. Most people don't notice, or dismiss it as just tired. But this is often a sign that your kidneys' filtering systems are slipping. We call it soft edema. You can press into the swollen spot, and the skin stays indented for a few seconds before it bounces back. It's one of the earliest signs of declining kidney function. Let me tell you about Brian, a 27-year-old financial analyst in Chicago. He started noticing his feet felt tight in shoes after long meetings. And his face? A little rounder in the morning. He thought it was too much sodium, maybe too much sitting. But his girlfriend, who happened to be a med student, suggested he get his kidneys checked. Sure enough. Elevated blood urea nitrogen, positive protein in the urine. His kidneys were leaking protein, like a bucket with a hole in the bottom. The lesson here? Don't wait until your ankles balloon before taking it seriously. Your body whispers before it screams. Watch for the small changes. Shoes that suddenly feel tighter. Rings that are harder to slide off. A sleepy, swollen face that lingers longer than usual. These aren't cosmetic problems. They're warnings. Up next, we'll look at one of the easiest health indicators to spot, yet one of the most overlooked. Your urine. It's literally something you see every single day. But are you paying attention to what it's trying to tell you? 4. Urine doesn't lie, but are you looking? Every morning, we check the mirror. Fix our hair, touch up our face, adjust our outfit. But there's one mirror that most of us ignore. even though we look at it every single day. Your urine. Okay, maybe it's not the sexiest topic. But let's be honest. Your pee says more about your health than most blood tests. Especially when it comes to your kidneys. Because your kidneys make urine. So if they're in trouble? That's where the red flags show up first. Here's what to watch for. Are you peeing more at night than usual? This could mean your kidneys are struggling to concentrate urine, a classic early sign of chronic kidney disease. Is your urine bubbly or foamy, like beer? Persistent bubbles may indicate protein is leaking through your kidneys' filters, something that shouldn't be happening. Is the color darker than usual? Yellow-brown? Cloudy? That could point to dehydration, or, more seriously, bleeding or impaired kidney function. Does it smell stronger? Ammonia-like? Sharp? Sure, diet can play a role. But strong odors may also reflect a buildup of waste products your kidneys couldn't filter properly. I worked with a woman named Julie, 38, an HR manager in Seattle. She told me, I started seeing bubbles in my urine every morning. At first, I thought maybe I wasn't drinking enough water. But after a week of watching it foam like soap and not go away, I got worried. She went in for a urine test. The results showed significant protein in her urine. A textbook case of early-stage nephrotic syndrome. Here's the point. You don't need a lab coat to spot kidney issues. You just need to be willing to look. Take 30 seconds every morning. Not to check your phone, but to glance down and notice. Is your body quietly asking for help? Coming up next, we'll dive into a warning sign most people think has nothing to do with kidneys. A strange metallic taste in your mouth and a bad breath you can't brush away. Because when waste builds up in your blood, your breath might just start to smell like what your kidneys couldn't clean. 5. Bad breath and a metallic taste, the body's internal alarm. We've all had morning breath. Or garlic breath after a heavy meal. But what if you brush and floss, eat clean, and still notice that your breath smells weird? Or your mouth starts tasting like you've been sucking on a penny? That's not your toothbrush's fault. It's not your breath mints. It might be something much deeper. Your kidneys may be failing to filter toxins, letting waste leak into your saliva and breath. When kidneys weaken, they can't remove urea and creatinine properly. These waste products start to build up in your blood. Eventually, they diffuse into your mouth, causing a dry mouth, even if you're well hydrated. A metallic taste, like biting foil. Food losing flavor, or tasting off. Persistent bad breath, no matter how much you clean your teeth. I once coached a man named Kevin, 42, an operations manager from Boston. He said, my wife kept telling me my breath smelled chemical, like cleaning fluid or something. I thought maybe I was just dehydrated or stressed. But when he went for a checkup, his doctor told him his kidneys were functioning at just 50%. The toxins weren't staying in his blood. They were escaping through his breath. The scary part? By the time you notice this kind of breath or taste, the waste in your system has reached a tipping point. And you might also start feeling nauseous, losing appetite, dropping weight without trying. What's the lesson? Your body always gives signs. But you've got to slow down enough to hear them. That metallic taste? That odd odor? Don't just blame it on food. Sometimes, the most random symptoms are the most urgent. Next, we'll talk about a symptom that hides in plain sight. Itchy skin that just won't go away. Because when your kidneys stop balancing minerals like they should, your skin may start reacting in ways creams can't fix. 6. Persistent itching. It's not just dry skin. Ever had an itch that just wouldn't quit? You try lotion. You switch soaps. You even pop an allergy pill. But the itch lingers, subtle, constant, and maddening. It might not be your skin's fault. It might be your kidneys trying to tell you something. You see, your kidneys do more than filter waste. They also regulate levels of minerals like phosphorus and calcium in your blood. When kidney function declines, those minerals get out of balance. Phosphorus levels rise and begin to settle in your tissues, especially under your skin. That buildup can irritate the nerves and cause intense, unrelenting itchiness. And here's the kicker. This kind of itch usually doesn't come with a rash. It's not red, not bumpy, not visible. Just there. Creeping over your back, your arms, your legs, especially at night. The more you scratch, the worse it gets. I remember a client named Mark, 37, a mechanical engineer from Detroit. He told me, "Every night, right when I lie down, I feel this crawling itch on my back and arms. I changed my mattress, my detergent, my diet, nothing worked." Turns out, his phosphorus levels were high, and his kidney function had dropped significantly, without him ever realizing it. Why? Because kidney-related itching mimics common skin problems. Doctors often misdiagnose it, or patients ignore it until it becomes unbearable. But make no mistake. Persistent, unexplained itching can be one of the earliest signs of chronic kidney disease. Here's the takeaway. Not every itch needs a cream. Sometimes, it needs a blood test. If you've changed everything outside and still feel the same inside, look inward. And start with your kidneys. Next up, a nighttime disturbance many people think is just bad circulation, but could actually be your body losing control of its electrolytes. Let's talk about frequent leg cramps or muscle spasms, especially while you're sleeping. 7. Leg cramps at night, more than just a muscle spasm. You're sound asleep, and suddenly, bam, your calf locks up in a tight, burning knot of pain. You bolt upright, grabbing your leg, trying to massage the cramp away. It feels like your muscle is twisting in on itself. We've all been there, right? But what if it's happening often? And especially at night? When you haven't been exercising, or even moving around much? That could be a deeper issue. Your kidneys might be mismanaging your body's electrolytes. Healthy kidneys help keep minerals like potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sodium in perfect balance. But when kidney function drops, these minerals can spike or crash in your bloodstream, leading to involuntary muscle contractions. Sometimes, these cramps feel like just another part of aging, or something you can stretch away. But for many people, they're one of the earliest signs that their internal balance is breaking down. I remember a woman named Jenna, 44, a seamstress from Philadelphia. She told me, "I thought I was just sitting too much, but I started waking up nearly every night with these brutal leg cramps. I just wanted one full night of sleep without pain." When she finally got tested, her potassium was low, and her kidney function had dropped below normal range. Most people assume cramps are no big deal. They chug some sports drinks, take a calcium pill, stretch. But if your kidneys are the real cause, none of that will fix the problem. The lesson here? Your body has a language. And sometimes pain, especially the sudden kind, is a sign of something deeper going wrong. So the next time a leg cramp wakes you up, don't just blame your posture. Your kidneys might be calling out, loud and clear. Coming up next, we'll tackle one of the most surprising truths of all. Young, fit, healthy people are getting kidney disease too. You don't have to be old or sick. Sometimes, you just have to be unaware. 8. Young, fit and still at risk. When you hear kidney disease, who comes to mind? Probably someone older, maybe with diabetes, high blood pressure, or long medical history. Not someone young, athletic, and living clean. But the truth? More and more people in their 20s and 30s are being diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, without any idea it was coming. Why? Because in today's world, what looks healthy on the outside can be silently damaging on the inside. Let's break it down. You eat clean, but everything is loaded with salt. You stay active, but you stay up until 2 a.m. every night. You take your supplements, but never get blood work done. You drink energy drinks, not water, and pee less and less without noticing. The modern lifestyle is brutal on kidneys, especially when you're young and you feel invincible. Why? Because the younger you are, the more your body hides early warning signs. It compensates, covers up, keeps going. Until one day, it doesn't. Let me tell you about Ryan, a 29-year-old fitness coach in Miami. He ate well, trained daily, didn't smoke, didn't party. But for 6 months straight, he overloaded on whey protein, creatine, and off-label performance enhancers. He started feeling sluggish, noticed some swelling, and decided, almost randomly, to get checked out. His kidney function? Down to 60%. Stage 2 CKD. Just like that. But I live healthy. Why me? He asked. Here's the tough truth. Living healthy doesn't mean living kidney safe. Because true health isn't just what you do right, it's also knowing what you might be doing wrong. Young people often ignore subtle symptoms because they're used to feeling strong. But when the crash comes, it comes faster and hits harder. Next up, let's talk about the most dangerous mindset of all. I'm too young to get sick. Because that idea? It's not just wrong, it's deadly. 9. I'm too young to be sick, the most dangerous lie. This is the phrase doctors hear more than anything else. I'm only in my 20s or 30s. How could I possibly have kidney disease? I feel fine. I don't have any pain, so I must be okay. But here's the thing. Youth is not a shield. It's a window of opportunity. A time when your body can still bounce back if you catch the problem in time. But most people don't. Because kidney disease doesn't usually cause pain in the early stages. It creeps, it builds, it whispers. And by the time symptoms show up, you could already be at stage 3 or worse. Why? Because your kidneys don't have pain receptors. They won't tell you when something's wrong. They'll just keep fading in silence. Let me tell you about Jason, a 23-year-old architecture student. He stayed up late working on projects, lived on instant noodles and energy drinks, rarely drank plain water. When he started feeling a little tired, and noticed his ankles swelling slightly, he chalked it up to lack of sleep. But after days of dizziness, he went in for tests. His kidney function? Below 40%. Already entering advanced kidney damage. He looked at the doctor and said, "I thought if your kidneys fail, it would hurt or something. I didn't feel anything serious." That's the trap. Kidney disease is quiet, until it isn't. It's like a leak under your house. You don't see the damage, until the floor caves in. What's the takeaway? Being young is not a guarantee of health. It's your best chance to prevent illness if you take action early. Don't wait for pain. Don't wait for fear. Act before regret. Schedule your checkups. Ask for basic blood and urine tests. Do it because you're smart, not because you're sick. 10. Final lesson. Listen before it's too late. We've just walked through 9 subtle, but powerful, warning signs. That your kidneys might be quietly crying out for help. There's no loud alarm. No flashing light. Just a strange kind of fatigue. A swollen face you shrug off. A foamy stream of urine. A metallic taste you can't explain. A nighttime leg cramp you blame on bad posture. A bit of itchiness you ignore. And a quiet voice inside you whispering, something's not right. It's easy to dismiss these signs. To say, I'm just tired. I'm just aging. I'm just stressed. But your body is smarter than you think. It doesn't need to scream to get your attention. It just needs you to pay attention. So what can you do, starting today? Just 60 seconds every morning. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. Is my urine darker, cloudier, or foamier than usual? 2. Do I feel bloated or swollen anywhere, face, fingers, feet? 3. Am I still tired, even after a full night's sleep? If the answer is yes, to 2 or more, and it happens often, get your kidneys checked. Final takeaway. Kidney disease doesn't care about your age. It doesn't wait for permission. And it rarely shows up with fireworks. But the signs are there. Soft, subtle, silent. Until they aren't. And by then, the damage may be permanent. If this video helped you, share it with someone you love. You could save a life. Maybe even your own. And if you're still here, thank you. That tells me you care. And that's the first step toward protecting your future health. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Because in the next video, I'll show you 7 daily habits anyone can build to strengthen your kidneys. Even if you're already in the early stages of damage. Take care of your kidneys. Because they never stop taking care of you. Even when you don't notice.